Hey everybody, I'm Christian Killer. I'm with Acurast. I'm the head of research there. And today we're going to talk about pioneering the largest cloud in the world, which is fully decentralized and serverless based on Acurast. The problem with cloud providers nowadays is manifold. Let's outline four of the key issues. The first one is they're too expensive. The monopolistic nature of the market allows these players to extract more and more value from the customers, driving up prices essentially. The second issue is the centralization of these providers, meaning that you have to trust one of these huge entities to handle your data confidentially and act in good faith. Third of all, there's intransparent pricing. So the lock in that is created by these monopolistic players actually doesn't allow you to change easily anymore, and your credit card is charged and charged. Fourth, we don't really have confidentiality out of the box. So we have to trust these centralized cloud providers to handle our data as they should. The Moore's law actually allows us to see the development of computational power in relation to the transistor count that we have on a chip today. However, we think, and also the scientific community at large thinks, that performance per watt is the new Moore's law. Since we have to decarbonize our footprint, especially also in computation, this is a much more appropriate way to express performance than just thinking about the performance that we can achieve overall, but also looking at it in an energy efficient way. New chips really changed that game. So, ARM based architectures, such as the ARM64 based system on a chip by the Google Tensor design, really enables us to be much more efficient with specific subchips on one of these systems on a chips. Let's look under the hood. So we have a machine learning chip, a TPU, for example, that is specifically targeted at running these machine learning tasks. We also have a very powerful CPU that is for general purpose computing. And we have a GPU that even has 20 cores inside to run more graphical tasks or such or other specific visual tasks. So let's look at a comparison of a PowerEdge R350 server to a Pixel 7a by Google. Even the acquisition price is a fraction, so 6 times cheaper than a comparable server hardware with the same performance. Looking at the CPU mark and putting this into perspective, so here this 83X comes from the TPU performance, which is actually 83 times better than running a machine learning task on a PowerEdge rack server. But the CPU performance in and of itself is already 200 points higher than using one of these rack servers, which is quite tremendous. Then we have this watt, which actually translates to energy costs per month, which is substantially lower. So we only have $1.4 a month, so 50 times less power consumption at more performance. This reduces our costs drastically. And then when we look at computational cost, so a subscription based model where we can leverage these devices, this translates to $10 a month as of today on the Acurast Canary network. This is 37 times cheaper than renting this kind of server in the cloud. In a summary, we can see that the performance is essentially much higher overall and is also 83% cheaper than using a comparable server hardware. Additionally, we have the world's best hardware security module, which in this case is the Google Titan M chip. The offered service comparison, so looking at a GCC cloud server that has a comparable performance, we have $372.25 per month. And with Acurast, with the same performance and availability, we have only $10 a month. So this is 30 times cheaper than using a cloud server. Looking at the sustainability again in a more specific way, especially looking at upcycling. because you don't have to really buy a new device. You can use an old broken device that is partially defected. So, for example, if you have smaller damages, you can buy a phone on the secondary market. You just need a running processor, a camera, and an initial setup screen. After that, you can also switch out the screen to a new device because you only need it for the initial setup. After the initial setup, so scanning a QR code on the Acurast console, you'll install the APK, and the device can then just has to be connected to the internet and participate as an Acurast processor. You just have to make sure that the availability is given so a heartbeat can be sent out every minute. As we can see from the community here on Twitter, there's already loads of people that are farming Acurast tokens in the Canary net by upcycling damaged Pixel devices. Thanks for your attention. If you want to join the cloud revolution and set up your own processors, head over to acurast.com or docs.acurast.com and get onboarded quickly. Thanks for your attention.